Hi, welcome to Fun English with Mr. Wawan. Check it out. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, boys and girls. How are you today? Alhamdulillah, it's wonderful. Allahu Akbar. Are you ready for today's lesson? Let's go. But first, I want you to prepare your reader book. Your reader book. Okay? If you are ready, let's take a look on this video. And please pay attention on the story A Boy Named Edward. 1, 2, 3.
Chapter 1 Reader's Story. A Boy Named Edward. For homework, I want you to find out about the Aztecs, said Mr. Cunningham. I hate history, thought Zach. It's boring. Zach wanted to check the time, but he didn't have a watch. His cell phone was in his bag. Under the desk, he saw a small door. What's behind that door? He thought. He put his cell phone on the desk. 3 more minutes. Zach Harris, no cell phones in class, shouted Mr. Cunningham. When I was a boy, we didn't have phones. We had to work hard. Stay inside at lunchtime. Sorry, Mr. Cunningham, said Zach. At lunchtime, Zach had to stay inside. He was bored. He wanted to play soccer with his friends. Then he remembered the door. He pushed it with his foot. It opened, and Zach crawled through. He was in his classroom, but it was different. There wasn't a laptop or whiteboard. There was a chalkboard and chalk. The children used ink pens and big dictionaries. No one saw Zach. Then a boy said, "Come and sit here." Zach sat down next to the boy. "I'm Edward," said the boy. "We have to write about the Aztecs," said Edward. "I love history." "Really?" asked Zach. "Yes," said Edward. He opened his encyclopedia. Look at the amazing temples the Aztecs built." "Oh, that is kind of interesting. I guess I've never thought about that before," said Zach. At 12:45, the bell rang. "It's lunchtime," said Edward. "Let's go outside. Do you have a cap? It's cold."
Wow, it's so interesting, right? Okay, so there are two boys, Zach and Edward. Okay, are you ready for the next story? Let's go.
Edward ran onto the playground. Zach watched. This was his school. Some boys were playing tag. Some girls were playing with hula hoops. "Come and play," said Edward. "Who are you talking to, Edward?" laughed another boy. "Your imaginary friend?" The boys chased Edward. He ran away. His cap fell off. Zach wanted to help Edward. He was picking up Edward's cap when the boys ran past and knocked him over. Suddenly, the bell rang. It was the end of lunchtime. Zach was in his own classroom. His head hurt. He had Edward's cap in his hand. Mr. Cunningham walked in. "So, Zachary Harris," he said, "don't use your phone in class again." Then he saw the cap. "I used to wear a cap like that at school," he said. "EHC. Edward Howard Cunningham. That's me," said Mr. Cunningham. "I remember this cap. I lost it on this playground almost 60 years ago. Thank you." Mr. Cunningham started to walk away. When I was your age, I had a very good friend. He was named Zack, too. Mr. Cunningham, said Zack, I'm sorry I misbehaved in class. This lunchtime, I learned something about the past. You're right. History is interesting.
Wow, what an interesting story, right? A boy named Edward. Thank you for watching. So after this, let's review about the story. Let's go. Okay, boys and girls, for now, I want you to prepare your student book. Okay, and then please open page 10 and 11. Are you ready? Yes, we have listened the story A Boy Named Edward. Okay, you remember who's the old man's name? Yes, correct. Mr. Cunningham. Who is the boy's name? Right, it's Jack. Okay, now let's read the story extract here and then let's answer it. Let's read number one. Let's read together. One, two, three. Why did Zach have to stay inside at lunchtime? Do you know what is the reason Zach have to stay inside at the lunchtime? Yes, correct. So everybody has different answer. Okay, but let's check it out. The correct answer is because Zach played his phone in the class. So you write in here because he played his phone in the class. Okay, finish. Good job. Now let's answer number two. Let's read together. One, two, three. How do you think Zach feels about Mr. Cunningham? How do you think? Okay, good, good, good. Okay, correct. Some of you is giving me the correct answer. Let's answer it. He thinks that, or he thought that Mr. Cunningham is boring, right? Or maybe some of you think Mr. Cunningham is mean. I don't think so. Let's just write because he thought that Mr. Cunningham is boring. Okay. Number three. Let's read together. What type of story is this? Why do you think this? What do you think? What kind of type of this story? Okay, you're giving me various answer. Let's write down in here. Okay, so it is, how to write in here is, it is an adventure story. Adventure. Why do you think this? The answer in here, because it had an adventure in it. Yes, because it had an adventure in it. It had an adventure story in it. Okay, finish? Good job. Okay, I want you to write down all the answers in here. Okay, and then I want you to check out photo and then submit to Google Classroom. Okay, for this part, you just can listen and read. Okay, just listen and read. Repeat after me. Oh no, no, or just let's say together. Okay, one, two, three. Hey Frida, do you remember your first school? Yes, I do. I remember my teacher. I remember my best friend. Okay, so you can say these words or sentences to your friends. Okay, we have finished the first theme of this student book. Let's move on for the next page. Yes, for this one, this is about the story a boy named Edward. Let's check it out. For the number one, read the story in your reader. Finish. We have done this. The number two, comprehension. Let's answer these questions. Number one, let's read together. What time was lunch at Edward's school? Exactly. it was 12 a.m., right? Same, right? So nothing changed. It's about lunch. Okay, so it's around 12 o'clock. Okay. Number two. Why did the boys laugh at Edward? Why the boys were laughing? Yeah, because they think Edward has an imaginary friends. Yes, because they thought Edward has an imaginary friends. Yes. Number three. How did Mr. Cunningham know it was his cat? How did he know? Yeah, correct. Because there was a name on it. Because there was his name on it. Okay, you write in here. Because there was his name on it. Yes. Edward Cunningham. Number four. Why are some of the pictures in this story in color and others in black and white? Yeah, I'm curious too. Why become two colors? Okay, can you guess? Yes, correct. The colors present about the time. Yeah, the color present about the time. Now and past. So the color for now, we pass the black and white. Okay, we have finished the second and the third, first and the second comprehension. For the third, you just write this. Let's move on for the activity. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, boys and girls, you have finished the student book. Now let's move on for the activity book. So please prepare your activity book in here. Okay, let's do it, boys and girls. Okay, for the first, cross out the incorrect phrase, then choose right and X out. Let's read it. Your 10th birthday, your first pet, next weekend, your last vacation. Okay, how do you know this is suitable or not? Let's read the question. So, for example, like this. Do you remember your 10th birthday? Is it good? Match. Do you remember your first pet? Is it match? Match. Do you remember your last vacation? Match? Yes. What about, do you remember next weekend? No, it's not match. So, you cross out this one. Next weekend, you cross out. Okay. Yes, I do. I remember your 10th birthday. Yes, I do. I remember your first pet. Yes, I do. I remember your last vacation. Correct, boys and girls. Let's do number two. Read the story in your student book and check the most important thing in picture 2. So, which one do you think in the picture 2? Okay, do you have the answer? Correct! Yes. This one is the important in the picture 2. I agree with you. Okay. Okay, let's move on for number 3. You have to circle the correct answer. Okay? Let's do it. Number 1. Let's read together, boys and girls. Mr. Cunningham talks about things in the past or now. Circle in the past, yes. Number 2. Zach wants to know the time. So he looks in his bag or at the wall. What do you think? Correct. This one. Okay, number 3. Zach likes or doesn't like history. What do you think? It's true. This one. Okay, number 4. At lunchtime, Zach has to go outside or sit at his desk. Yep, I agree with you. This is the answer. Yes. Number 5. Zach is usually home or on the playground at lunchtime. What do you think? Exactly. This one is the answer. Good job, boys and girls. Thumbs up. Let's move on for task 4. What picture is this? Oh, it's a door. What's behind the door? Actually, we already knew it, right? We have read the story. So, I want you to make the sentence about what was the thing behind the door. The answer could be various, could be different things among you, okay? But I will help you out. Behind the door, what do you think behind the door? If me, behind the door is like a time traveler. Yeah, it's like a time traveler or time machine. So like it's behind there is like a time machine that we can go back to the past. What do you think? Do you agree with me? If you agree with me, you can write down the answers. If you have different answers, please write it down. That's good. Okay. I'll give you time to write it down the answers. Okay, good job, boys and girls. Excellent. Excelente. Okay, let's move on for our last page for today's lesson. Time to think. Number 1. How did the characters feel at the start and end of the story? Read and draw arrows. Yes. The start is Zach didn't like history. Okay, what about the end? Can you choose the end and give the arrow? Okay, is it? Let's read together. Zach thought history was interesting. Zach thought Mr. Cunningham was boring. Mr. Cunningham thought Zach was naughty. Mr. Cunningham thought Zach was nice. Zach thought Mr. Cunningham was smart. So which one is the answer? Do you think the end? Let's draw the arrows. Yeah, I agree with you. Good job. Good job. Okay. For second part. Wow. We done this so fast, right? Write P for past or N for now. Then choose appropriate time expressions to complete the sentences. Okay. For like example number 1. In the past. So if in the past, so you write P for past. Good. If today, PRN. Yep, this is the answer. Yup. For number three, in 19, yes, you can write down all the old years. If me, I want to write 1950. So, PRN. Yep, this one. Number four, before PRN. Yes, before this one. Number five, meow. Wow, it's totally easy. So now is, yep, this one. Number six, in the old days. What do you think? P or N? Yeah, this one. Number seven, in 20. What year do you want to write? If me, maybe just 2020. Okay, 2020. What do you think? P or N? Of course, this is the answer. What about these days? Yep, yep. I agree with you. This is the answer. Yes, good job. Excellent day. Now, for 1 until 4, you just choose the answer here. Okay? Okay, blah blah blah. Girls wore dresses to school. So, what do you want to write in here? Yeah, you can choose the P in the past. Okay, we write in the past, or maybe you want in 1950. Okay, before maybe. Okay, in the old days. Okay. Number two, many children have cell phones. What is your answer? You want to write today the N. Okay, no problem. Now, okay. 2020, okay, no problem. Number three, the Aztecs built amazing places. Okay, you want to write in the old days? Sure. In the past? Sure. Before? Sure. Okay. And then, blah blah blah, most homes have a computer. You want to write now, today, or maybe in 2020? Okay, so we write down here, these days, most homes have a computer. Okay, good job, boys and girls. Let's move on to task 3. Continue the dialogue between Mr. Cunningham and Zach in your notebook. Use the story creator. Story creator. Okay, before, I thought you or history, blah blah blah, is boring. Okay, you can use that. Is boring. Now I think it's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting because, okay, it had an adventure. It had an adventure. Good. These days, many children have bicycles. Okay. Have bicycles, have cell phones, laptop maybe, or iPad maybe, anything. When I was young, I ride four-wheel cycle. I rode four-wheel cycle. Yes, I rode four-wheel cycle. Or what did you do when you were young? We had or went to my friend's house. Okay, to my friend's house. I used to, or didn't used to, maybe ride a bicycle. Okay. Did you wear or play soccer this afternoon? Soccer this afternoon? I'm going to study or listen. English lesson. Yes. Yay. Finish. And then for the last task, connect to me. Have you ever changed your opinion about something or someone? Hmm, me too. Sometimes my opinion could be changed. For example, before I thought history is boring. Okay, you can use that. Now I think history is interesting. Good idea, boys and girls. Or maybe you have another opinion. For example, before I thought um, hamburger is not delicious. Now I think hamburger is very delicious. Or any other opinion that you could think. Okay? And then for part 3, this one, you also can use your own answer. But I already give you hints to make you easy to do these exercises. Okay, boys and girls, finally, we have finished our lessons for today. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully, you get the understanding about the lesson. Okay, remember to take photos, and then submit to Google Classroom. I'll see you guys on the next English lesson. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you soon.